What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So as you can see by the title of this video, I'm starting a new segment on my channel called reacting to truck content videos. And basically I'm going to go through other truck YouTubers that are doing truck related content, and I'm going to react to their videos. And if this video does very well, I'm going to possibly start doing them, maybe once or twice a week if this video gets good feedback. So go ahead, drop a like and drop a comment down below if you enjoyed this, or if there's another truck content creator that you would like me to do a video on. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this video, guys. Obviously, if you guys haven't already noticed by the title or the thumbnail of this video, we're going to be reacting to Whistlin Diesel's Monster Max 2 video. So let's go ahead and get started with this.
We're in the RA, we've got a 7-hour drive to Michigan. Today's the day that we finally see Monster Max. I've tried not to get excited because things...
Right off the bat, it must be so much fun to own like an Audi R8 and just be going down the highway and just completely letting it eat. Like, I can only imagine just a car like that, how fast it can go. It just, oh my God.
Can still go wrong here, but I think it sounds like they're finally ready for us to come look at it. Unfortunately, engine 7 is having some problems, they said, and then the galactic starganizer went out on us.
See, like, look at how fast this man is doing. Like, that thing sounds so good, too. Yeah, just casually, cruising with a trooper. Obviously bound to get pulled over. I mean, then you pass the trooper and you say, want to race. Like, come on, man.
Oh, God.
And then what do you expect? He gets pulled over. Like, come on. But then again,
no
it's
joke. I literally just watched your Half of America video like 5 minutes ago. Yeah, Monster Max or whatever you call it.
And of course, the man literally says as he's pulling him over, I just literally watched your video. Like, who hasn't watched a Whistling Diesel video? But it just so happens that the trooper that's pulling him over is a fan, and even whether he was going 5-10 miles, just gets out of it. Like,
yeah.
Okay. Be careful pulling out. Don't let it eat too much.
I can merge pretty quick.
Do what?
I can merge pretty quick.
Yeah. How about that? Yeah. Be careful.
this thing looks so nasty, man. Definitely a cool ass car to have. That's such a cool color too.
You ready to see this beast?
Been a while. What? What?
Jesus, that thing is huge.
This looks really clean. Oh my God. I'm not gonna be able to pick that up. Oh, yeah. Horn blasters.
Could you just imagine you want to put horn blasters on a truck, but instead of doing that, you're building Monster Max, one of the biggest, like the biggest monster truck Duramax. And this man goes, no, we don't want horn blasters. We're going to put something like equivalent to like a boat horn. This thing is huge. I don't think I've seen anyone do something like this. The only thing I've ever seen like this be on is like a boat, or like a ship. And this is just insane. I can only imagine how loud this thing is in person. I'd probably go deaf sitting there being this close to it.
Sent us a little gift for this. Dude, this is like way bigger in person than the pictures.
The thing's about as big as he is.
You're gonna want to aim it. Yeah, out this way. Hey, if you aim it here, we're all gonna not hear for months.
All right, give her a little chirp.
God, you know that's nothing on video compared to hearing that in person.
It feels like it's gonna crack the aluminum.
Like, the video does no justice.
Hater Tears 1, Hater Tears Tank 1, and Hater Tears Tank 2. And there's 2 others on the other side. There's a lot of Hater Tears powering this. These are my fuel.
See, that's one thing I love about Whistling Diesel is he's got so many people that hate him for no reason, but he takes a negative and turns it into a positive. He makes the fuel tanks on here and calls them hater tier tanks. And the fact that so many people like hate this man or hate his content and what he does and triggers him just is so funny, because that fuels the man even more. Like, you cannot look up a video that this man hasn't gotten at least 1 million like views on, and this man is just out here living his best life off of people just continuously hating on him. Like, I don't think people realize you hate him, but you're clicking on the video, so you're making this man money. Like, you taking the time out of your day to watch it or comment is giving this man money. Like, no wonder he's successful. Like, haters are the reason he's successful.
Tanks, completely powered by hater tears. Dude, you put legit diesel caps on this too.
Like,
dang.
I love the idea of these hater tears.
Nice.
Hilarious.
Pour the hater tears
Dude,
in
this
there.
is, yeah, that's gonna hold so many hater tears, like that, hundreds of thousands. We might actually have enough capacity. Like, it's barely gonna hold them all, but this is gonna be hard to
See, like, just look at the craftsmanship that went into this. Like, look at these welds, these triple bypasses. I mean, it's insane. Like, just even the tie rod bar, like, just everything that went into this. Like, I believe in the video too, we haven't gotten to the point yet, but they say it was 45 miles of wire that they used when welding this. Like, this is insane. Like, look at the welds on the tabs where these crawler joints and these heim joints are mounting at. Like, this is insane. Like, no wonder this is like the only one in existence.
hard to mess up. Oh, this bumper's perfect. That is, that's amazing.
Get your smart car fenders on.
Kind of a cool bumper, not gonna lie.
So we built this.
I
we
love
built
the
this
dual
bumper.
hood stacks that he has
Biggest
on
thing
it.
I've done on the truck is this bumper. We spent forever like cutting. Where are these bad boys at? We gotta see these. I posted that I was looking for.
I also couldn't imagine,
The other mirror's
like
got
right
the nice
now,
smart car.
like
the only people
having
the
Whistlin
only people
Diesel
that
like
stepped up
use
to
something
it.
you made for
They
him,
painted
or
these
like
last
these
night.
mirrors.
They painted
This
these
is
even, like,
an
they
either
didn't
make
have
or
these
break
just laying
situation.
around.
You
Like,
either do really
I
good
was literally
and
pouring,
Whistlin
like,
Diesel
fire in a
praise you,
freaking truck to get the
praises
mirrors
you,
off
or
like
the
you
man
need
you
them.
did
No
a
one,
crap
like,
job
stepped
and
up
the
to the
guy
plate of
just slanders you
for
and then
Monster
makes fun of you
Benji
to where
Lighting,
no
they
one
drove
wants to
here,
do
really
like
drove here
business with
from
you.
Georgia
So
to
like I
bring the
feel like
mirrors
it's a
to
good and a
Monster
positive at
Yeah,
the same
great job.
time. So like if Whistlin Diesel
yeah, anyways,
obviously
if
hits you up to
anyone
do something, you better do a
complains
good job,
about
because
you
if
started a
not, you're
business
gonna
and
be
you don't
made
get
fun
enough
of
sales,
or made out to look
Just
like
saying,
an
maybe
idiot
there's
on social media.
opportunities that you didn't take up because you were lazy. I was thinking we gotta get a picture of like the whole crew and everyone in front of it for the Guinness Book of World Records. So 8 months. That's twice as long as it
It's
takes
all
to build a
crazy.
house.
It's also crazy how
And that's not
quick this
slacking.
man, like, they made this truck and that it was made by multiple
that's,
people.
That's hauling. It's better than I even thought it would turn out. You just like sit back and stare at it. that's stupid.
That takes every bit.
That's
that
stupid.
Ford
God,
has
that thing
had.
is huge. If this man breaks this,
Stupid.
like,
This takes 3
this is
people to load up.
insane.
Every time I get stuck, I'm gonna have to do this.
Imagine
Pull the pin
trying to
out,
put that on, or
link
like
my
he
rope
says,
through
put a tow rope on that
and
to
drop
get
it in the
pulled
mud and you
out,
never get it again.
never pick that up again because of how heavy that is.
Gas.
You release the brakes.
Basically.
Oh, you got. So what did you get to work?
We got these to work backwards.
Really?
For now. When you come back, we're gonna put big F450
So you're
brakes.
telling me? Wait. So I hold in the brakes to drive. Nice.
That's insane. So when this man goes forward to move it in gear and drive, he has to hold the brakes. That's definitely some redneck ingenuity right there, if I've ever seen it.
Like that. That's anti-theft. I don't know how we found a shop that could do something like this. It's gonna be a Guinness World Record. I should have called. I don't know who you call for that. 911 probably. Just get someone out here to measure.
Man
this
says,
friggin'
I don't
thing
know who to
officially.
call.
This
Like,
sucker still goes up 5 feet yet.
I wouldn't either.
So we have to pull it out of the shop. You guys remember this shop only had one door before, so they cut open that whole wall to put in another door. This is our.
That's another thing that's insane. This was built in like someone's like small shop. The fact that they pulled it in, and then when it was done being built, they just looked and went, "Oh man, we have to pull it forward. We're not going to be able to pull it back out the way it came in. So we just have to cut a perfectly good wall and put a door there so that we can drive it through like a drive-through." That's insane. Like, clearly, you know, they must not have thought that this thing was going to be like, you know, as massive that it wouldn't be able to get out of like the door after they built it.
Old cradle, which used
That
to go
cradle is
right
also
here.
literally insane that it's
This
like almost
is
3
our
times the
old
size
bar.
originally, and those
Right
pipes.
here. But yeah, that sucker's bent.
Like,
That's like
that's
2.5
insane.
inches. 45 miles of welding wire. I feel like we should have brought like the Gatorade jug to dump on Don here for managing this whole process.
That's just
He
insane.
literally took it off. So that's how they're gonna get out of the shop. So they took off the weather stripping off the doors, and it broke the concrete.
Oh, so not even the door, they cut it big enough. They have to take the weather stripping off the doors just to be able to get this thing through the door. Like, that's insane. That just goes to show you how big this thing is, and there's not even like wheels and tires on it yet. Even the tires on this thing are insane, and the fact that those are ag tires, That's crazy. And the crazy thing too is that they are all color matched. His Audi R8, the small mud truck he bought from Cletus McFarlane, and Monster Max are all painted that same looking color, which is definitely cool. And what's funny is even though I called it a small truck, but Cleveland McFarlane's truck, or Cletus McFarlane's truck isn't small, but just compared to how massive Monster Max is, it is small. That is so cool to have a lineup like that driving. That is so cool. Just look at that thing. Like, I'm 5'10", and I guarantee you these tires are taller than me. But, like, that's just insane. Like, look at just how big these shocks are, and just the welds and the tubing and everything that went in, like the 4-link arms, the rear traction bars, like just everything on it for the cradle and everything is just massive, man. So much bigger than the original Monster Max. That is so crazy. It is so wide that it makes the cab and everything look so small. God, that thing is just insane. I can only imagine standing like right next to it, how loud it is. The fact that someone has to sit up on the roof while they're driving and they blow the horn is hilarious. See, like even the sway bar right there is huge. All I want to say is, where the amp steps at, man? What? How you got this big ass truck and all this money in this truck, but you ain't got no amp steps, man? What you gonna do? Get a running start and run up the tire and jump up the truck? Come on, man. You gotta get some amp steps.
Dislocated both my shoulders, but they went back in. So. Oh crap! Forgot to close the door.
I also love how sarcastic this man has to be in his videos, because he gets all these idiots that'll tune in and say stupid stuff and actually believe what he says.
Operator. I have to have multiple operators now to run the thing. Rear engine operator, boiler room operator. I now present to you all Monster Max 2.
Like, just look at this thing. Like, this is insane. Like, I believe that's 3 triple bypasses all around on under each wheel well, and that's insane. Like, just the craftsmanship that went into making this is insane. Like, I don't care what anyone says. Like, there's not a truck out there right now that can literally touch this truck.
I think we did pretty good. I think it's pretty good. I think it's
looks great.
I think we did pretty good. I see no problem here. Well, let's look at it. You may be wondering why I didn't fly up here going like 300 mile an hour. So it's like 99% done. So there's a couple things that we're still tying up. We had a deadline to meet for the farm.
See, and that's one of the things I've been waiting to mention that's cool about it, is that it's not just got one Duramax in it, Duramax motor, it's got 2. The fact is that this thing is going to run off 2 is insane, and that he cut part of the bed out to where he could fit another Duramax motor in there blows my mind. I've yet to see another monster truck, or whatever you want to call it, a truck this caliber with 2 motors in it like that. I mean, so clearly it's never been done, but it just goes to show, like, this was a well thought out process of building, and that it's never been done. So of course, you know, someone like Whistlin Diesel, builds it. I can just imagine what he has in store for this, because, you know, we thought Monster Max 1 was crazy, but this, just in every single way, he outdid himself on. So I definitely cannot wait to see how long this thing lasts.
Farm progress show. So let's go into that in like 2 days. If you're watching this, it'll be like tomorrow. There's like no brakes. There's one Super Duty rotor stopping 25 Super Duties pretty much. So yeah, where do we start? First of all, we got to do the honorary chin-ups on the front bumper.
What's a gym, bro?
What we
You go
have
to the
here is
gym,
Own Boss Supply
I can
Company's
literally
brand new
work
rig that
out
they're giving
on my
away.
truck. I don't
The
need a gym.
2017 I mean, there's not another Monster Max. There wouldn't be. That'd be too much balling in one day. Where do we start? We got 12 shocks.
This
we got
man
the
is
world's
so
largest
corny
ag
with some
tire,
of these jokes.
Goodyear and Titan tire.
100.
LSW 1400s.
1400.
Yeah.
1400s.
I'm 7 foot. And they're above my head. I could like crouch down in here. I can fully stand up in here. Completely.
This man.
And there's 8 of these on this. I mean, 36 lug nuts. Unfortunately they only put half the lugs on, and I told him like that's.
I'm pretty sure these axles are military grade axles, but that's insane. Like you always hear of people saying that they snap an axle or something, and I don't believe you can break or snap one of these axles. I mean, clearly we're gonna find out, because if anyone's gonna break it, it's gonna be Whistlin Diesel. But it's insane. Like look at the hub assembly on that axle. Like that's insane how many lugs are on it and how just like industrial that is.
Way too many. So you may be wondering, since we don't have train horns on here anymore because they got destroyed in the last accident, what are we going to use for a horn? Because we need horns on this, right? So I made a post saying we need 25,000 train horns.
God, could you imagine
Like,
if that
we can't
man
do
actually
that.
would have
People are
gotten
like,
25,000
we
train
need a
horns? Like,
ship horn off of like a cruise or a cargo ship. And I looked everywhere, and unfortunately we didn't find one. So instead we found one from a battleship. So this one's about...
I'm sure that
It's
thing
like-
probably weighs a good amount.
6.5 feet long or something. But it's kind of quiet, honestly.
Now I wonder if he'll eventually, like once he finishes it, if he'll mount it to the top or if he'll find somewhere on the truck to mount it. Because I would think that it would get probably aggravating having to get out of the truck or have someone sit on top of the truck. Because what happens if this man's hauling ass down the road and someone's sitting on the top holding the horn, and then he slams on the brakes, or God forbid something happens and he slings them off? Like, there's no way you're just going boom, boom, hitting the ground and bouncing up and being fine. Like, you're probably going to break something. But like, I'm very interested to see if he ends up mounting it somewhere. That thing, I guarantee you could hear that
1,000 miles away,
probably
you can
from
hear
a
it.
mile away. I'd love to see that man put that up to a window of someone's house without them noticing and just blow it as loud as he can. I guarantee it'd shake the whole damn house.
Nice. I like that. It's got just enough sound to wake up the neighbors in Canada. This is the first component I bought for
Wake
this.
up.
I bought the axles first, but
Wake up the
we built
neighbors in
truck around
Canada.
the clevis hook. I was like, I bought this clevis and it was too big for my 1500.
That clevis
So I was
is
like,
huge.
I need a truck that
Like I
fits
said,
it.
you
So we just built the
imagine
truck
getting
that fits the
stuck.
clevis.
Not only is it
If you
higher
remember the other
up
truck, we
than
broke.
he is, but you imagine getting stuck and trying to put a strap or a rope through that and then trying to put it back up there. Like, there's no way.
We broke some drive shafts here and there, like every other day. So I
Yeah,
said,
that man
look,
destroyed every drive shaft.
I
I hope
need a
this
drive
drive
shaft.
shaft can
they put
withstand
heavy
whatever he
drive shafts
does.
in here that are this big around. Look, this is solid steel. I know it looks small, but that's solid steel, so you're not gonna break it. I know it looks a little steep, but these are made for over a 90-degree, like a acute angle.
Acute.
They put hoops on these things, so if I
Acute
break one and it
angles.
goes like the last one did, because I was like, what's that noise? And I was like, it's probably like just a loose nut. And the whole drive shaft was smacking
Right.
everything under here, and it
You're
ripped
hearing a noise going drrrr underneath the truck, and you just think it's a loose nut. Like, no. Okay, Whistlin Diesel.
off the bars, and it knocked out my engine, and then it hit all my pumps and everything, and the fuel's spraying out, and I was like, what's that? And I was like, it's probably just nothing. So, and then it like ripped out the frame, and I was like, something's loose under there. Here's my drive shaft.
I
So
swear, this man, I don't know what it is, but every time I watch him, this man is so good at watching or telling stories Like, the funny thing is even if he's telling a stupid, like, just story, whether it's made up or not, he looks so convincing when he tells a story, like, from his facial reaction and how into the story he gets, it is hilarious. Like, I swear if he was to go to, like, a kindergarten class or, like, a first grade class and read Greetings and Ham with the enthusiasm that he just did right there, the kids would be like, "Oh my gosh."
They put new ones on.
Oh yeah.
So chain reaction. So far, a great drop box. Haven't broken it.
The thing is huge.
There's a lot to talk about. You might want to pull out your recliner because I'm not half done yet. Yeah, these aren't really hooked up. You know, this isn't going to end up being like that. We're gonna.
I love how everything
like,
is zip tied,
just like this. Wait, there's an engine.
which, I mean, of course, he was
forgetting.
rushing to get it to a show. I completely understand. You know, when you rush, you know, or when you have a show coming up and you don't think you're going to make it, and then there's a slight chance you might, you know, you real quick throw things together. It happens. I've done it. I've done it for Daytona. You know, just truck rights beware. But no, I've been there. You know.
There's another.
There's another. Oh, dude.
I keep forgetting. Okay, there's another transmission. Dan's Diesel Performance Dominator transmission rated for 750 horsepower, and there's another one up front too. I don't know if you could still call that a drop box because like it's as big as like a pickup truck, but the drop box is 6 feet tall. And with everything
The thing is literally taller than me. Like I said, I'm 5'10". That thing is literally taller than me.
I told them on this truck, I want to be able to open the case on that drop box, put a 5-gallon bucket of nuts and bolts, and drive it, and turn around in there and not have a problem. So I said, can you build me something like that? And they said no. So anyways, 55-gallon drum of oil in that drop box. 2 AirDog lift pumps on here that actually transfer. They do their job of transferring the fuel.
See, I've never had AirDog. I've only had Fast, which it's funny because most people that have Duramaxes run AirDog. I don't think I've ever heard of anyone running a Fast fuel system on a Chevy or Duramax. I've never really heard of that. But I mean, I've never heard anything bad about AirDogs. I've always had good things. I had issues with my Fast fuel pump. I had to replace the motor on it. It went out after, I want to say, a year and a half. I don't know. I was getting way too much fuel, and then I guess I burned up the pump in it. But I've always had Fast, so that's kind of interesting. And I've always had heard good reviews on AirDogs.
From the engine to the tank. Sway bar. For like,
Yeah,
I guess it's like
that sway bar is huge. Like that's
there is another motor
5
in
times
the
the
bed.
size of the one on a regular truck.
We're in the bed right now. Another
Yeah,
LPG
that's what's
Duramax
crazy. Is right there.
Not
He put another motor right there in the bed of the truck, and it's not hooked up yet. But not only does this man have one fully built Duramax motor, he's got 2. Like that just goes to show you just how insane that this truck is, and it's only like 90% done. Imagine whenever he fully finishes this, how fast and just how much mud and crap that this man is going to throw at this truck, and it's going to be able to eat it like it's nothing.
Hooked up right now. Don't even worry about it. Dan's Diesel Performance is going to hook all this up for us. 4 trans coolers. Those things are beasts. It's literally like if you were to stand next to your air conditioner on a summer day, like they're.
God, I can only imagine how much money this man has in this. I mean, from the amount of not only just the parts, but like the labor that went into building this, like I can only imagine how much money he has in this.
Blowing hot air out all the time. The trans doesn't get above 100 degrees, literally. So huge thanks to my boy Kevin at Full Send Diesel for helping us out with those. We have 2 30-gallon air tanks. We have 60 gallons of air to power our 6-foot-long horn blasters ship horn. I'll just throw up a picture. I'm gonna throw up a picture of what these axles came out of. They're trussed already, like from the factory.
Wow, okay.
They're trussed. These axles weigh 8,000 pounds.
I thought they were
apiece.
military axles.
Look at this. What the heck?
That's
dude?
insane.
Like you hit it, it's like if it was a concrete pad on the ground. But in case you didn't see the other video, this cone from
That's insane. See, I thought they were military grade, but that I don't see being able to break those axles. Now, like I said, Whistlin Diesel would be the person to defy that, but you got to think of how just like thick those axles are. There's just no way.
here up is solid steel. They had to thread.
I can only imagine how much this thing weighs. It's going to be crazy to see if he takes this thing across the ocean like he did the first one.
We're going to leave it here for a while, and we're just going to beat the crap, the piss, the living hell.
This man has to be... We're going to beat the piss out of this thing. Like, The fact that this man's giving visuals, that's hilarious.
Out of this truck until something breaks. That's what we did last time. We're gonna find that weak link. We're just right off the bat. I should do it right now. I should just. Other than you push the brake,
that's
the
insane.
brake is the gas, and when you steer left, it goes right. That's the only thing.
What's the gas?
Last time it was you put it in reverse and it was dry.
Well, if 2 lefts make a right, he should be okay steering. That, at least that's what I've heard. But that's insane. You gotta touch the brakes to go forward. I don't know. Hopefully that gets fixed. But I mean, I would hate to let someone come over and drive this thing and then watch them not know what to do.
So we're good.
Upgrade.
Say a special thank you to the shop that built this, D&D Patty Tire of Michigan. Enough, or do you want? PattyTires.com. Really, that's a good domain. Go to PattyTires.com, and you may wonder what a Patty Tire is. You will know when you go to PattyTires.com. Monster Max 2, folks. There you have it.
That's insane. Like that. Like the shop that built that, the amount of man time and like just hours that they put in, that's insane. But pretty much I'm gonna wrap up the video there. My final thoughts is that this truck it blows my mind. It defied everything that he did with the first one. My questions is when is it gonna fully be done? How long is it gonna last? And what else is he gonna do with it? I mean, the first one we saw, he ripped it through plenty of mud. He literally just put it through total hell. He floated it across the ocean, or in the ocean. So I can only imagine what he has in store for us with this truck. But I just want to know, like, how long is it going to last? What do you guys think? It's definitely one of a kind. And it's crazy that no one else out there has something like this. And it's definitely unique and different in its own way. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching the video, and stay tuned for more content, and I will see you